You live surrounded by laws, but you've probably never stopped to think where this idea actually came from. The truth is uncomfortable. Humanity's earliest laws were brutal, dehumanizing, and completely obsessed with control. Today, I'll show you the oldest laws in the world and how they shaped everything you experience today, even what you think is normal. 1. Code of Ur-Nammu, c. 2100 BCE, the first written law in history. Humanity went from shouting orders to writing them down. Ur-Nammu created the first clear rules. If you injured someone, you paid a fine. But inequality was the official standard. A man was worth more than a woman. A noble was worth more than a commoner. 2. Code of Lipit Ishtar, c. 1930 BCE, the proto-labor law. Yes, even back then there were rules for work. This code regulated wages, adoption, marriage, slavery, revealing a society already obsessed with property and hierarchy. 3. Code of Hammurabi, c. 1754 BCE. Eye for an eye is much worse than you think. Everyone knows the phrase, but almost no one understands its purpose. The code wasn't about justice. It was about absolute control. If an architect built a house and it collapsed, killing someone, he died too. Accountability? No. Legal terror? 4. The Assyrian laws, c. 1450, 1250 BCE, the most violent legal system of antiquity. This was a society engineered for war. The laws followed the same logic. A woman who disobeyed her husband could be disfigured. Rape had selective punishment. The state could mutilate anyone, anytime. Legalized barbarism. 5. The laws of Manu, India, c. 500 BCE. The law that institutionalized castes. One of the most dangerous legal codes ever created. It defined the value of a life by birth. A Brahmin could do almost anything. A Shudra could do almost nothing. Its influence still echoes in modern India. 6. Draco's laws, Athens, c. 621 BCE. That's why Draconian exists. Draco decided everything deserved the death penalty. Theft, death, insolence, death. Even trivial crimes ended the same way. Greek democracy began by stepping over bodies. 7. The 12 Tables, Rome, 450 BCE, the DNA of Western law. Rome formalized the game. Marriage, inheritance, debts, property, all organized. But it came with details. A creditor could chain a debtor. A father could kill a deformed son. The foundation of our legal system was stained from the start. 8. The Edict of Urukagina, c. 2400 BCE, the first anti-corruption reform. Here's the irony. 4,400 years ago, corruption was already a problem. Urukagina tried to cut privileges, abusive taxes, and clerical exploitation. It didn't last. Of course it didn't. 9. The Law of Talion. Various cultures before 2000 BCE, the primitive version of legal revenge. Long before Hammurabi carved eye for an eye, the idea existed among Semitic peoples and nomadic tribes. If someone took something from you, you took something back. Simple. It was the first attempt to limit revenge, because before that, retaliation was absurd. Lose an eye? They killed your whole family. 10. Hittite laws, c. 1650, 1500 BCE, an advanced society with broken punishments. The Hittites were surprising, less violent than neighbors, but full of absurd contradictions. Bestiality? Fine. Incest? Exile. Killing someone? Sometimes a fine, sometimes death. The first legal system where logic was optional. 11. Laws of Gorton, Crete, c. 450 BCE. Advanced justice, with a dirty detail considered the most humane Greek code. Marriage, divorce, property, everything organized. But equality was just decoration. A free woman had protection, an enslaved woman had none. Rape could be resolved with a fine paid to the owner because the damage was economic. 12. Ancient Egyptian laws, c. 2600, 1100 BCE, justice based on morality and status. Egypt worshipped Ma'at, the ideal of order and harmony. In practice, selective justice. A farmer could be whipped for insolence. A noble got a warning. Most punishments involved pain, humiliation, or forced labor for the state. Modern laws look civilized, but their foundation is pure brutality. Rules created to protect those in power and keep everyone else in line. Understanding this is facing the truth. Civilization was built by force, and still is.